Hello everyone. This is just a little example of the type of videos that you will be getting through the Leadership and Culture program. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what to do in your first day of classes. As you can see, I am in the classroom and I want to tell you what to do to make sure that you start your semester in an excellent way. First, try to arrive ahead on time. Why? Because if you arrive ahead of time and your professor is early as well, you will be able to communicate with him or her and begin to build rapport and familiarity with your professors. Also, if you arrive early and other students arrive early, you should take advantage of this little bit of time to begin to know your classmates, especially if these are people that you don't know. It will help you to begin your community and a set of friends that may be your friends for life. Next, try to sit next to somebody who is not from your own country. You already know and have friends from your own country, so this is an opportunity to expand that network of friends. Of course, it is even better if you can sit right next to American, because they can also help you in being able to learn a little bit about the culture of the country, including, of course, potential opportunities for things to do outside of classroom. Third, make sure that you try to find perhaps some mistakes in the syllabus. As you know, in the very first day of classes, your professor is going to be going over the syllabus and tell you everything about the class. If you get the syllabus ahead of time and read it carefully, and then you find things that you don't quite understand and you think there's a mistake, why don't you go ahead in class, raise your hand, and tell the professor about it? If you do that, you're going to be tremendously helpful to your faculty member, and they'll remember that. The next thing that you should try to do is ask questions. Once again, if you find something confusing in the syllabus, by all means, raise your hand again and make sure that you ask and you understand clearly what is it that he or she was trying to tell you. Finally, make sure that you show curiosity and involvement with the class. A lot of us nowadays get very distracted by our electronic devices, and it's very difficult to resist the temptation to read our messages or to look at our Facebook or look at our SMS and try to answer in class, especially when things are a little bit slow and you just cannot hold your attention. However, please understand that your faculty members are making a tremendous effort to try to make the class interesting and to give you the best experience. And when you do that, they get distracted themselves, and it might be interpreted that you're not interested, that you're bored, and that the class is actually not very helpful. So try to resist that temptation to look at your email, to look at your cell phone, to look at the computer, to browse the internet, and instead try to perhaps take notes and see if there's anything there that you don't understand. If you do that and then become engaged in the classroom by asking questions, it will generate a tremendous amount of respect from the professor through you, because they realize that you're really committed to the class. In that same vein, try also to avoid talking to the person right next to you. I know that sometimes you might have a little question and you might have not understood something, but it is better simply to raise your hand and ask the professor directly. The problem with asking or talking to your classmates is that it may be distracting to others as well and to the class as a whole. Therefore, it is better that you do not or try to restrict your comments to the minimum and then ask your professor directly. Finally, try not to arrive late in your first class and in any class. Why? Well, because different professors have different policies about late attendance. Some of them might deduct points. I know of a professor, for example, who will ask the student who arrives late to stay outside of the class, and then when he has a pause, he might open the door and let the late students come in. So ask in advance to your professor if you don't see it in the syllabus what happens if they arrive late, and then of course try never to arrive late. Finally, there is one more thing that you need to know about your first day of classes. I know that many of you are trying to figure out whether you're going to like the class or not, whether you're going to like the professor or not, or whether it fits your schedule. And it could be that because of many reasons, you're not going to finally take this class. If that is the case, if you are not intending on taking this class, I will advise and highly recommend that you send an email to your professor letting them know that you're not going to be in the class. Why? Because they are beginning to make plans, they're probably beginning to make groups, and if you're not going to be in the class and they put you in a group, you're going to disrupt the number of people that the professor is intending to plan for a particular group or a particular assignment. So once again, if you don't have anything, if you're not interested in taking that class, let the professor know in advance so they can plan without you. So once again, arrive early. Make sure that you talk to your professor or to students who you don't know or who are from a different country. Look at the syllabus and look for mistakes. Look at the syllabus and see if there are any questions that you may have. Make sure that you let them know the professor that you will not be taking the class in case you decide to do that. I hope this information was useful, and I'll see you next time.